Do you want to know the pros and cons of living in Mississauga, Ontario? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about what's good and what's bad about living in Mississauga, and we're going after it right now. Hey guys, my name is Saul and I'm a local real estate agent with my partner, Joanna.
Hi, I'm Joanna.
And we are with the GTA Elite Real Estate team, and we service all the neighborhoods in Mississauga and the surrounding GTA. So if this is your first time to our channel, we do lots and lots of videos about everything that you need to know about eating, sleeping, living in all the different neighborhoods in Mississauga and the surrounding GTA. So make sure you tap that subscribe button, hit that little bell so you're notified every single time we do a brand new video. And we are getting lots and lots of messages, phone calls, and emails about moving out here. If you're planning a move to Mississauga, we got your back. Just reach out to us by visiting our website at findgtalistings.com or texting us at the number here below. All right, let's get to the topic now. All right, so here are some of the pros of living in Mississauga. First of all, you're only about 20 to 30 minutes away from Toronto. So the close proximity to head to Toronto downtown or anywhere in the neighborhood of Etobicoke or Scarborough, North York, you're not too far away when you're living in Mississauga. So one good pro is being close to Toronto. Now, one thing I do like is that it's very close to the airport. So Mississauga has the Pearson Airport located there, and it's very close if you wanted to go and travel abroad. You're just only a hop, skip, and a jump away from getting to the airport. Now, if you're not a traveler and you want to just go pick up family that's coming to visit you, you know what? The Toronto airport is just very close by. One of the very good things about living here, it's got an international airport. All right, so what about the people in Mississauga? Mississauga is very diverse. There's all kinds of ethnic groups, different religions here that practice. It's basically for all kinds of communities that you can find here, from Indian, Chinese, Korean, Portuguese, Italian, European. You know, there's so many different types of ethnic groups here that it makes it living in Mississauga very diverse. So, which is also very good. You get a mix of all kinds of communities. All right, if you're looking for job opportunities, Mississauga has lots of jobs. It's one of the places where you will find jobs in pretty much everywhere. A lot of companies' head offices are located in Mississauga. There's quite a few big companies that are located here. So I don't feel like there will be any problems finding a job here. Now, if you did need to find a job in Toronto, it's not too far. You can just take the train, jump on the subway. It's not that too far from being in the center of it all. One thing else about Mississauga is that for commuters, there's lots of highway options. You've got a grid system in the city, so it's very easy to travel from one side of the neighborhood to the other. Although there's lots of traffic, you can just easily hop on to QEW, the 407, the 403, as well as the 401, and the 427 highway is not too far off as well. So if you want to relax, you want to go somewhere, there's lots of parks, lots of community centers, and there's also lots of malls here. So for outdoor activities, Mississauga has some great parks down by the lake shore, as well as in the interior of Mississauga. There's some great community centers as well in different pockets of Mississauga and the different neighborhoods that we're going to talk about in another video. So for relaxation, for outings with the family, there's lots of fun and exciting parks that you can enjoy, especially in the summertime with family barbecues. Now, if you're a foodie like me, there's lots of food options here. Just look up Uber Eats or look up, just drive down the street. You'll see so many different food options from, again, there's lots of good Indian food, Arabic food, Italian, Portuguese, Chinese, Hakka. There's just so many different types of food. I just love it. There's just so much options here. I'm from Afghanistan, so there's tons of Afghan kebab places that I enjoy. You won't have any issues finding different types of food to enjoy here in Mississauga. Now, one stat that I was actually surprised of was that Mississauga has a very low crime rate compared to the rest of Canada. In fact, it's 55% lower than the national average. So you should feel safe here when you're walking at night or just hanging out and going to the malls or just going for a stroll. There should be no issues here as far as crime rates. It's very low. And a fun fact is that Mississauga crime has decreased by 16% year over year. being a real estate agent, when my clients buy properties in Toronto, for example, compared to Mississauga, Toronto has a higher tax implication. So in Toronto, you pay a municipal land transfer tax and a provincial land transfer tax. But if you buy a place in Mississauga, the one pro is that there's only one provincial tax, which is going to save you a lot of money. So if you like to go to the malls, Mississauga has one of the best malls in Canada at Square One, as well as you got Air Mills Town Center, you've got the Heartland outlets at the Heartland Town Center, and you're also not too far from Sherway Gardens, which is it's a great mall located in Etobicoke, just at the border of Mississauga and Toronto. So you have a good selection of shopping here in Mississauga. And of course, there's tons of small little plazas here as well. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, there's also Dixie Outlet Mall, which is one of the best places to find really cheap deals. And speaking of just commuting, Mississauga has a GO train system, as well as a vast variety of buses. I've been hearing complaints about the buses being a little slow, but having a GO train go through the city, through one way going towards Hamilton and another one going towards Milton. Now, Mississauga has some really cool neighborhoods. For me personally, I like the Port Credit area. There's lots to do there. That's close to the lakeshore, close to water, lots of restaurants, bars, places to hang out, and as well as Streetsville. So I like those two different neighborhoods. And Streetsville has had some history as well. It's one of the oldest neighborhoods in Mississauga, and we usually go there for ice cream in the summertime and then go for a stroll along Queen Street in Streetsville. Having access to Lakeshore and Lake Ontario is very good because you can go swimming. You've got the Credit River if you want to go fishing. I've seen people canoe down there. So far we've talked about all the good things. So let's be real. What are some of the bad things, some of the cons of living in Mississauga? So full disclosure, we'll get to the things that I personally think are one of the negatives of being a resident of Mississauga. So the first thing that pops up in my mind is the price of real estate here. It's a very high demand city, so you're going to expect to see price of real estate be very high. So for example, if you're looking for a condo, for like a 2-bedroom condo, you're looking at in the range of $700,000 to $800,000. If you wanted to buy a townhouse, you're looking at $1 million minimum. And then for semi-detached properties, your price ranges start from 1.4 million. And if you have a lot of money and you want to buy a single family home, you're looking at between 1.7 million and upwards. So one thing to consider is the cost of owning a house. Okay, because the population of Mississauga is almost 1 million people, you're going to expect a lot of traffic. Although the infrastructure is not too bad, you've got lots of wide streets, you've got the GO train system that goes through, like I mentioned, Milton, as well as towards Hamilton. It's still very congested. The highways are really packed, the roads are really busy. So traffic is expected for such a big city. All right, the bus transit is also very slow. I've heard people say that, to travel that usually takes you 10 minutes with a vehicle, takes about 45 minutes with the bus system. So the bus system is rather slow, especially in the winter time. It could get even slower with all the snow and traffic. So expect a slow commute if you're going to be using public transit. And if you thought you could just bike your way through the city, it's also a challenge. It's not really much of a bike city. Again, in the winter time, forget it. And then there's hardly any bike lanes that I could say would be safe to use with all the traffic on the road. All right, so if you like nightlife, there's only a few neighborhoods that are actually pretty good for nightlife. And the first place that'll pop up in my mind is Port Credit. It has lots of activity that go past till 2 a.m. As well as Square One is okay too. Around midnight, it tends to die down. But if you want to travel to Toronto, like I said, it's only about 20-30 minutes away, and you can get there and back, or just take an Uber. You can go downtown Toronto. So nightlife is one of the cons of Mississauga here. So remember how I mentioned about the airport being close by? So if you don't like air traffic noise, Mississauga is in the direct flight path. So make sure that wherever you're going to move to, that you research where exactly the house is, proximity to the flight path. So just one thing to consider. For me, it doesn't bother me, but for some people, hearing the planes come and go in an international airport nearby could be a bit of an issue for them. So one thing to definitely consider is, the airport is nearby. So Mississauga is not known for good winters. So there's also these cold winters in Ontario. So Mississauga is not immune to it. You will get blast of winter storms. You're gonna have to salt your sidewalks, you're gonna have to shovel, so you're gonna have to have winter gear. Having cold weather is for me a con. I'd rather go away somewhere like Vancouver during the winter times if I could. So the final con of Mississauga that I think is something that needs to be mentioned is the cost of property taxes. So property taxes are pretty high in Mississauga. Expect to fork out lots of money for that. But in return, you do get a well-managed city. Hopefully that money goes towards spending it on infrastructure and just running the city. So one thing to consider is the property taxes.
The thing that I like the most about Mississauga, that you're probably going to be surprised to hear about, is how multicultural the city is. With diversity, good things come. We have foods from all over. If you ever happen to come here and want to try something different, go for corn dogs, Japanese cheesecake, shiburek, kebabs, falafels, samosas, empanadas, pizza, cheeseburgers, you name it, we have it in here. Also, at the big grocery stores, they have such a big selection of international food that you're gonna feel like back home. And we also have people from all over the world that speak different languages. Don't worry. Everybody's so nice and welcoming, como yo. Si necesitas de mis servicios, con mucho gusto, aquí estoy a la orden. One thing I don't really like is the weather. Personal choice. I miss my Colombian weather. In few words, Mississauga is a beautiful city. So many things to do year around that you're gonna love it.
So we don't want to end on a bad note. Mississauga definitely is a very nice place to live. I own a property here as well, like I mentioned. I love it here, Mississauga. It's got everything that I need. Everything has its pros and cons, but this video just explains some of the stuff that I come up with. But if the viewers, you think there's more to it, just leave a comment below. Let us know what your thoughts are about Mississauga. And some fun facts, Mississauga has had the oldest mayor in the world at 93 years old. Her name is Mayor Hazel McCallion. And also Mississauga and a city in Japan, Korea, have a sister relationship. So it's the sister city of Mississauga. So Mississauga has a park that I recommend you visit. It's called Korea Park. And in Korea, Japan, they have a park called Mississauga Park. So, and it has a nice, wonderful waterfall in the one in Mississauga. So definitely check it out. So hopefully this video was very good for you and you enjoyed it. Again, my name is Saul and my partner, Joanna. We work locally here as real estate agents with the GTA Elite Real Estate team. So reach out to us if you have any interest in buying or selling, or if you're interested to know different neighborhoods, you just want our opinion on it, reach out to us by texting the number here or visiting our website at findgtalistings.com to get all the listings in the area. And we look forward to seeing you on the next video.